On March 15, 2025, a routine message pinged on my phone. It was from Signal, the encrypted messaging app. The sender, Michael Waltz. I had been added to a group chat, a seemingly innocuous event in the world of digital communication. Little did I know this seemingly ordinary message thread would become a window into a highly sensitive U.S. military operation, thrusting me into the center of a national security controversy. The Houthi PC small group chat, as it was labeled, was no ordinary online gathering. It included top U.S. officials like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. The messages were far from casual. Detailed plans to strike Houthi targets in Yemen unfolded before my eyes. Targets, weapon systems, even the timing of the operation, all laid bare just 2 hours before the bombs were set to fall. The weight of the situation settled in. This wasn't just another news story. It was a real-time glimpse into the machinations of war. The gravity of the information entrusted to this seemingly secure digital space was undeniable. The potential consequences of such sensitive data being exposed were enormous. As the clock ticked down to the planned strikes, I grappled with the implications of what I was witnessing. The decision was clear: the public deserved to know. The veil of secrecy had been lifted, accidentally or not, and the truth demanded to be told. The path to this unprecedented leak began long before the fateful Signal messages. In October 2023, the world watched as Hamas invaded southern Israel, followed by Houthi attacks on Israeli and international shipping. These events set off a chain reaction, pulling the U.S. deeper into the conflict. Throughout 2024, the Biden administration grappled with the escalating situation in Yemen. Houthi attacks continued, testing the administration's ability to respond effectively. The pressure to act was mounting. Then, on March 11, 2025, I received an unexpected Signal connection request from Michael Waltz. 2 days later, I was added to the Houthi PC small group chat. For 2 days, the group remained silent. Then, on March 14th, the floodgates opened. Detailed policy discussions and operational plans filled the chat. This wasn't just talk, it was the blueprint for a military intervention. The following day, March 15th, the messages took on an even more urgent tone. Operational details, including precise timings, were shared. At 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the bombing began. The digital whispers of war had become a deafening reality. The leak sent shockwaves through Washington. On March 26th, the House Intelligence Committee held a hearing, desperately trying to piece together the events that led to this stunning breach. The timeline of the leak, once hidden in the shadows of encrypted messages, was now exposed on the national stage. The White House, facing a barrage of questions and criticism, scrambled to contain the fallout. Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, in a carefully worded statement, expressed full confidence in National Security Advisor Waltz, assuring the public that the situation was resolved. She emphasized that steps had been taken to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. Defense Secretary Hegseth, however, took a different approach. Downplaying the severity of the leak, he insisted that no classified information had been compromised. His attempts to minimize the incident did little to quell the growing unease among lawmakers and the public. Meanwhile, National Security Council spokesman Brian Hughes confirmed the authenticity of the Signal group and the ongoing review of the incident. The administration found itself walking a tightrope, trying to maintain an image of control while acknowledging the gravity of the situation. The official responses, while attempting to reassure the public, raised more questions than answers. The lack of transparency fueled suspicions and eroded trust in the government's handling of sensitive information. The incident exposed a glaring vulnerability in the government's communication protocols, raising serious concerns about the security of national secrets. The Signal leak ignited a firestorm of criticism, raising fundamental questions about security, accountability, and the use of non-government platforms for sensitive communications. Veterans and active-duty military personnel voiced concerns about a double standard, pointing to harsher punishments for lower-ranked personnel who committed similar breaches. The incident rekindled anxieties about a perceived lack of accountability among high-ranking officials. The use of Signal, a platform designed for private communication for discussing military operations, raised serious red flags. Experts pointed to potential violations of the Espionage Act and the inherent risks of relying on non-government platforms for sensitive information. The incident exposed a gaping hole in the government's security protocols, leaving many wondering how such a lapse could occur. Calls for accountability reverberated through the halls of Congress. Senator Tammy Duckworth, a Democrat, demanded Hegseth's resignation, citing his dismissive attitude towards the leak and the potential damage to national security. The incident became a political battleground, with lawmakers demanding answers and accountability from the administration. Beyond the political fallout, the leak had a tangible impact on military morale. The perceived disparity in consequences between high-ranking officials and lower-ranked personnel fostered a sense of disillusionment and distrust. The incident served as a stark reminder of the real-world consequences of security breaches, extending far beyond the digital realm.